Here we go. Week 4 NFL player props with potentially a little plus 850 same game parlay sprinkled in at the end of this one. So make sure to stick around. Before we get started, a little week 3 recap. We lost Kyren Williams under 67.5 rushing yards. It wasn't that he was efficient. He was not on the ground. He just had so many attempts and they end up winning that game outright. Didn't see that coming. Zamir White rushing yards ladder had no shot on that. Script flipped early on. I stopped sweating that from the beginning. However, we hit the over on Amari Cooper. We laddered him up to 100, got the 80, missed 100, but we'll take it. Had he had a better quarterback, that's an easy one. But let's not bury the lead here. Jamar Chase over receiving yards, 80.5. Jamar Chase anytime touchdown. And yes, from right here in the video, Jamar Chase 2+ touchdowns. Let's go. I laddered that up to 3 touchdowns at plus 5,500, and we got close. But either way, we will take a day like that any day of the week, hands down. And as always, anytime you guys want to join me outside of just these videos, hop in the Discord. Man, we're growing quick. It's becoming an awesome community. And we're hitting, you can see it on the screen. We're having a great season so far. You want to join? Use the promo code NFL24. Get 50% off your first week or first month. It's less than $5 a week, less than $15 a month. Hop in the Discord, say what's up, download the OddsShopper app to download Tails and get all the alerts straight to your phone. All you got to do is click that link in the description or in the pinned comment. It'll take you right there. I hope to see you over there, but let's talk week 4 props. Hey, Dave Loughran here. If you don't mind, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel before we get it going. And of course, hit me up at Loughy_D on Twitter. It's right there. We'll kick it off this week with George Pickens over 52.5 receiving yards, minus 114 on FanDuel. Yes, we got this one at 49.5 over in the Discord, but I still like 52.5. Pickens has been relatively quiet to open the season, there's no doubt. But he's cleared this number 2 of 3 games without the Steelers even needing to really target him much or throw the ball all that often. Look at the matchups they've had through the first 3 weeks of the year. I'm not saying they're going to score 30 points on Sunday, certainly not. But as far as matchups go, this is a good one. And the best one they're going to get yet. Well, the best one Pickens, for sure, is going to get yet. And let's not forget, right? Weeks 1 and 3, Falcons, Chargers, those are quality secondaries. Pickens went for 85 and 57 against them, respectively. And he only had 29 yards against Patrick Surtain and the Broncos, which on the surface looks really bad. But if you watch that, those numbers are super misleading because Pickens was cooking Patrick Surtain, all right? He forced 2 pass interference penalties for, I think, like 50 yards on them. He beat him for a 50-yard reception down the sideline, which was called back on a dumb penalty. And then he had a touchdown that was called back as well. Could have been a massive game for George Pickens. It just so happened that things went against him. But this Colts defense has been painfully average through the first 3 weeks. And while they've done a decent enough job limiting points, they've coughed up more yards than any team not named the LA Rams thus far in the season. So yeah, Pickens leads the Steelers in target share, clearly has a strong connection with Justin Fields. They're 3 for 3 on deep balls for 100 yards this season, and it would have been 4 for 4 had that one not got called back for 150 yards. He's also just really good. Clear ladder spot for me here too. When Pickens goes off, he goes off, right? So that's something I want exposure to. I'm going to ladder him up to 100 yards. Caesars has the best odds at plus 575, but if you want 110 yards, DraftKings has the best odds at plus 850. Make sure you shop around on all of those books. If you're laddering, doing same game parlays, anytime touchdowns, don't just bet on one book. It'll kill you in the long haul. Deontay Johnson, anytime touchdown score, plus 170 on Caesars. Again, we grabbed this at plus 180, but I'll go to the well here. I'll bite at 170. We shouldn't overreact to 1 week of Andy Dalton, but we can say this with certainty. He's a massive upgrade from Bryce Young. And the crazy part is that Dalton not only targeted Deontay Johnson 14 times last week for a 37% target share, but he targeted him 4 times in the end zone. And of Dalton's 5 end zone targets, 1 of them went to Adam Thielen, which he scored on a 31-yard touchdown, but hurt his hamstring, and now he's going to miss time. And after seeing that Cincinnati defense absolutely crumble on Monday night, I like the shootout potential in this one. Again, I don't want to overreact to Cincy. I don't want to overreact to Carolina, but they are totally devoid of weapons in this Carolina passing game. It's just a lot of unproven guys from top to bottom. I think you could see a good amount of points, 47-point total. And Deontay Johnson is just fantastic at working himself open. This looks like a spot where we could find him in the end zone for the second straight week. Caleb Williams. We've been going with unders lately, at least one or two in every video. Not today. I have some in Discord over on Tails, but not today. Caleb Williams over 220.5 passing yards, minus 113 on FanDuel. The Rams defense is allowing a league worst 9.8 yards per attempt through 3 weeks. That's wildly bad. The next closest team is 8.9. They've objectively been one of the worst all-around defenses in football. And while Chicago, admittedly struggles to run the football, they should have a little more success this week with the Rams getting gashed on the ground too. I also, watch this, I think Roschon Johnson's going to start seeing a better role. And even though Waldron in this offense is just terrible and he might lose his job after this week if they stink, I think you're going to start seeing a little bit more success on the ground. Balance this out, start to open things up a little bit more. And Caleb Williams made some mistakes last week, but he also made some really good throws, right? What do you have, 363 passing yards or something? And he could be getting Keenan Allen back. He's practicing in a limited fashion. He's questionable. They already have DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. Those two guys are good. If you're looking the same game parlay, something like this, the connection with Williams and Odunze has been very clear. It's been evident early on, especially over the last couple of weeks and last week as well. Better pass protection for Williams last week too against the Colts. He was pressured only 23% of his dropbacks. Far cry from what we saw in weeks 1 and 2. It's 220.5 on FanDuel, but it's 225.5 on Pinnacle and everywhere else. So if you're looking over, I think the value, well, I know the value is going to be coming in on FanDuel, where you're 5 yards off from the rest of the industry. All right. Sometimes we do a parlay. Sometimes we do a ladder play. Sometimes we ladder touchdowns like we did last week. And sometimes we do same game parlays. The last time we did one, we missed it by 2 yards. We had Amon-Ra St. Brown 100 plus receiving. We had Jared Goff 300 plus passing. We had Amon-Ra St. Brown anytime touchdown. He got tackled at the 2. Let's see if we can make up for it this time. And I will tell you, the odds on this, I ran it on every single book I could find, are better on Bet365 than anywhere else. And it just so happens that Bet365 is giving you $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5 on literally anything, even a live game. And the moment it settles, those bonus bets are in your account. Link's in the description. Link is in chat. You click that, sign up. Takes you minutes to get verified, right? Deposit 10 and only bet 5 of it. After that settles, even if you bet it on a drive, after that settles, $200 in bonus bets in your account. And as I said, it just so happens that if you're betting this, I'll give you the odds on 4 or 5 books, much better on Bet365. Pick that value every time you can, because in the end, if you win one of these out of 8 or 7, that extra $100 you're winning, or extra 50, depending on what you're wagering, is going to go such a long way to sustaining a solid bankroll. Got to be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. The link to Bet365, if you're in any of those states, is right down there. Those bonus bets are waiting on you. All right, here we go. Same game parlay, Arizona Cardinals, Commanders, 50.5 point total in this one. Brian Robinson, anytime touchdown. No Austin Eckler in this game. That means that Jeremy McNichols and Chris Rodriguez are behind him. I think he gets a ton of work, not just as a rusher, but in the passing game. We have multiple outs there against a Arizona defense that is definitely impressed compared to what the expectations were. Don't get it twisted. This is still a below average defense. It shows in the total. And then Kyler Murray, 250 plus passing yards. Marvin Harrison Jr., 100 plus receiving yards. You guys already know this. If you followed me for any decent amount of time, we pick on the Commanders. And when we do, we make money. Like 2 plus touchdowns at 9-1 on Jamar Chase last week, and Malik Neighbors the week before that. And you know what? I had a Mike Evans 2 plus touchdown prop in week 1 against the Commanders too. So fuck it. Let's go Marvin Harrison, 2 plus touchdowns as well. I don't have the odds. You can pull them up, shop around, but there you have it. Plus 850 on BetMGM or Bet365. Best odds by far than any of the other books. Appreciate you guys watching. Let's have ourselves a week. We'll catch you back here for week 5. Peace.